Hey, you guys. Stuart Biddle, I'm the most targeted citizen. As you've seen in the comment section, I'm getting bombarded by trolls from the troll channels. People who hate freedom. People that think cops can do no wrong. And people think, how dare you stand up for your constitutional rights? I haven't watched the video. I'm sure it's hacked, jacked, and whacked, just like the body camera footage that I received because it was deleted. I actually forgot something I was going to do. I was going to read the report from the cop, and you can see in the report my responses, and in the video, my responses to the cop were to his statement, "You do not have a tag." That was my response. If a cop says you don't have a tag on your vehicle, I'm going to say, yes, I do. Give me your license. You don't have a tag. I'm going to say, I have a license, but I have a tag. Walk 2 feet back and see my tag. This is what nobody's getting, because they don't have the full story, because the body camera was edited from the Longview Police Department. I'm getting ready to go make some phone calls on that and do a little bit of traveling. The cover-up to the crime is always worse than the crime, and they have covered up their crime of deleting and editing government documents. That's a crime. These are good cops. These are good cops. They're good guys. They don't break the law. They are the law, yet they broke the law by violating the North Carolina Records Act. But see, the trolls, they don't care nothing about that. They think it's wrong if we watch our government. They think it's wrong if we ask for public records. They think it's wrong if we don't bend down and kiss the boots of the terrorist in charge of our safety, which the Supreme Court ruled is that's not true either. They're not responsible for our safety at all. But I want to go over a couple things with you guys, because there's so many. I haven't watched the video, but there's so many misconceptions, so many lies, just playing out lies. I will go over in another video the fact that the cop said several times, you do not have a tag, you don't have a tag, there is not a tag on your truck. But right now, I'm going to go over the North Carolina state law when it comes to felons and black power firearms, and the type of firearm that was taken, confiscated, and will be destroyed unless I can stop it. So, the type of gun I had was a North American Arms 22 mag black powder pistol with a fold-down grip handle that has a clip. Now, this clip, if you guys have seen many times before, it clips on my pocket, and that much of the gun sticks out. And I'll show you that now. See this? This is it. And this whole top of the gun sticks out. See all this? This right here is as far as it clips on my belt. So the trigger, the whole top of this right here sticks out. This whole part of the gun from here up sticks out. See where it's clipped? This is the top of the clip right here. So all this part of the gun sticks out. If any part of the gun is noticeable, it is not considered a concealed weapon. There, I'll blow it up. I'll blow this one up for you so you can see it if it blows up. See? This right here is the clip. That doesn't even show the clip. Oh, wow. No, let me go back. It doesn't even show the clip. That's the other side of the clip. Here's the clip right here. You see how big that is? Let me see if it's... But see the clip? It stops right here. This is how far it goes on my belt, right here. So all this in the top, the trigger, the whole top of the gun is showing, okay? Let me come down to this one. See, the clip on the other side stops here because you can reverse it. It's a cool little gun. This is extra. The actual gun itself without the fold-out grip, let me show you what it looks like without the fold-out grip. It's very small. It's one of the smallest handguns that you can buy, besides the I can't remember the name of the other ones. Oh, North American Arms 22 mag black powder. This is the gun itself. Now, this one right here has actual bullets in it, not black powder. But you see how small it is? It is actually smaller than that in real life. It's even smaller than that. 1.425 1/4-inch barrel. It is a tiny pistol. And this isn't even near like mine. It's not even like mine. Let me see if I can bring it up here. But this is, look how big this thing is. I mean, it is tiny. It is a tiny pistol. Literally, that gun right there is about this long. That's how long it is. It is a tiny gun. But even it being tiny, the whole top part of the gun is sticking out of my pants. Now, many of you will say, well, you had your shirt covered over it. Well, I didn't. When he pulled me over, I got out of my truck and I pulled my shirt up so he could see it. My shirt was in my pants because I always tuck my shirt in. I pulled my shirt up so he could clearly see what I had. This is to my recollection. If I'm not exactly true, then forgive me. I'm just going by what I think I remember, okay? You guys know me long enough to know that I do not lie, and I'm not going to start now. So let's go over this. Antique firearm. This is North Carolina Statute 14-409.11. The term antique firearms mean any of the following. Any firearm, including any firearm with a matchlock, flintlock, percussion cap, or similar type of ignition system manufactured on or before 1898. Number 2, any replica of any firearm described in subdivision 1 of subsection of the replica is not designed or redesigned for using rimfire, conventional center fire, fixed ammunition. 3, any muzzle-loading rifle, muzzle-loading shotgun, or muzzle-loading pistol which is designed to use black powder substitute and which cannot use fixed ammunition. B, for purposes of this section, the term antique firearm shall not include any weapon which 1. Incorporates a firearm frame or receiver. 2. Is converted into a muzzle-loading weapon. And 3. Is a muzzle-loading weapon that can be readily converted to fire fixed ammunition by replacing the barrel, bolt, breech lock, or any combination thereof. That's the statute on for North Carolina for antique firearms. Let me see what this says. Now, this says in North Carolina you can't carry concealed with a permit. This is through AI. Now, the other one I looked up, and I can't find it now, it says that you can because there's no permit to purchase in the state of North Carolina for a black powder firearm. No permit to purchase. This doesn't matter in this. Look, antique firearms are exempt from the definition of a destructive device in federal law. You getting it? That's in the other one that I had. See, this one says North Carolina, you can carry concealed handgun permit to carry a handgun concealed on your person. Black powder pistols are considered firearms. And this is why this is AI. This is not the North Carolina state law. Because, as you heard before, it's considered an antique firearm. It's not considered a handgun or a firearm or a destructive device. Also, in the regulations, if I can find it, I've got another one pulled up here. Let me see where it's at. And here's one part of the statute that doesn't show on the other one either. It says illegal to carry a concealed firearm without a concealed handgun permit unless you're on your own property. So I go from one property to another property. However, black powder firearms considered antique firearms are not subject to the same restrictions on minor. This right here tells you what it says. However, black powder firearms are considered antique firearms and are not subject to the same restrictions as modern firearms. See? Illegal to carry a concealed firearm without a concealed handgun permit unless you're on your own property, period. However, black powder firearms are considered antique firearms and are not subject to the same restrictions as modern firearms. See? That's the law. Here's another one. Black powder firearms are considered antique firearms under federal law. This means that people who are prevented from possessing firearms under federal law can still own black powder firearms. However, there are some restrictions. There are no restrictions under the law. None. I don't need a concealed carry permit. And this is the problem with these trolls online that don't know the North Carolina state law. These are the same people who say, oh, you're recording with a camera going down the road. You got a cell phone in your hand. You're breaking the law right now. It's not illegal in North Carolina. There are many state statutes that don't apply to other states, just like in my case. Texas is legal and lawful to have a bike rack or a carrier on the back of your vehicle. In North Carolina, I did not know that. That wasn't the reason for the stop. The reason for the stop was the cop said, you do not have a tag. That's what he said. He said it 3 or 4 times, and each time I responded, yes, I do. Walk 2 feet back and look at it. Walk back there and look at it. That's when I said, when you walked up to the truck and you saw my tag, you can read it. See, That's different from his other response of, oh, it's concealed. It's concealed. He never once said, oh, it's concealed, until he was pulling me out of my truck. That's what people don't understand. So this is the problem with DAs and lawyers. The DA doesn't know the difference between a pop gun, a cap gun, and a black powder gun. They have no idea what a black powder firearm is. They just think that's another definition for a regular pistol. They have no idea what it is, and they don't have any idea about the law. And then you heard me when I was explaining to my attorney, it's not considered a firearm. It's an antique firearm, not under the same standards and restrictions as regular firearms. Black powder firearms are considered antique firearms under federal law. This means that people who are prohibited from possessing firearms under federal law can still own black powder. However, there's some restrictions. I'll read it because the trolls will say, there's not. There's not a permit to purchase. The magistrate in my case, and I'll probably share that video. It's got a lot of my personal information, but I don't care. I'm out there. Everybody attacks me anyway. The magistrate even used this definition out of the clear blue sky. He said, oh, if it's got a projectile and it can kill you, that's considered a concealed weapon in North Carolina. It's not. I called several concealed weapons training places. And I said, man, I need to come. And this was before this even happened. I said, do I need to come in and get a concealed weapons permit to carry my black powder? I said, because I have it holstered on my pocket. I said, I don't put it in my pocket. The reason I won't put that tiny gun in my pocket, because one thing, it would be hard to get to. Two things is I always carry a pocket knife and I always carry a cigarette lighter. I do not smoke, but I always carry a cigarette lighter. It's just part of the training I've had for so many years to always be prepared for a bad situation. So I have this big pocket knife in my pocket, and I have my big Gerber now since they stole both of my other knives. And then I have a one on my belt because I have a man's job. I do man things. Man things require guns and knives. If you don't know what kind of man things that is, that means I'm a trapper. I trap animals. I'm a hunter. I kill animals. I go grocery shopping every day of the year. This is what people don't understand. This whole stop was a setup. That's what the trolls cannot understand. How many times have you guys seen me record my way home on that same exact road, and never once in the 3 years I've traveled that road was there a cop sitting on it until exactly 2 weeks after I say the time's up on my lawsuit. The statute of limitations has run out. I'm not going to be able to sue them now for what they did to me. And then a few days later, I posted the video of the woman from Texas on Lackluster who they unlawfully detained and searched because she had a bike rack. They did exactly what the chief said. I'm going to find a crime. So I posted the video to my Facebook and my YouTube channel. They look at it, they look up state law, say, hey, I finally got him, chief. Or the chief said, we finally got him. And it went from there. Plain and simple. This isn't a conspiracy. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is factual. From the mouth of the police chief to the officers on the scene. They don't know who I am, but they keep saying my name. They don't know who I am. They know my middle name and my last name. They don't know who I am, but they know I carry a gun. They don't know who I am, but they know I have a YouTube channel. See, the trolls like Van Douchebag, they don't get anything. They take a video. Oh, look at here. We got another sovereign citizen getting beat up by cops. Yay! This is how psychotic these people are. They are not on the right side of history. Never in history have we looked back and said that anyone that cheers violence against the citizenry, they're on the wrong side. They're on the wrong side. So here's what I would have shown in court. Here's what I would have won my case with. But because the DA doesn't know gun laws, because my attorney didn't know gun laws, and because they both just assumed, well, I know they didn't assume about body camera footage. When my lawyer says, oh, they can't edit the body camera footage. Oh, they can't edit the footage in the system, but they can forward it, save it elsewhere, edit it, and then send it on in a flash drive, just like all the flash drives I have here from other law enforcement agencies. And every one of these flash drives, the video starts the same. 30 seconds of silence until the video picks up, because when they click the video on, it goes back 30 seconds. Also in these videos, in every one of the body camera videos right here in my hand, every one of these contains dash cam video as well. And I'll say for the last time, the cop never even saw my tag carrier, my carrier behind my truck. Because the way I came around the curve, he could not have seen it on there. And when he pulled out, there was already a car behind me. They were waiting for me, and when they saw me, they pulled out, followed me all the way to my driveway. If my carrier was the problem, why didn't he ever turn the blue lights on way beforehand? Oh, I waited until he pulled off. He didn't even turn the lights on at the top of the road when I pulled off by myself. He didn't turn the lights on until I was already in my driveway and getting out of my truck. They wanted to make sure I was in my driveway. Just like the, 3 or 4 other times they pulled me over in my driveway. And all the other 3, only one of them resulted in a ticket. And that was from a state trooper that was getting retribution from his buddy, his other state trooper buddy that I cussed out. See, cops communicate with each other. They do anything they can to back the blue line. And as long as we have troll channels online like, I don't even want to say them because they're going to come around anyway. Douchebag are us. Let's just call them that. These people do not care about the law. They don't care about civil rights. All they care about is, we got to make the cops look good. If the cops looked good on their own, they wouldn't need channels to help them out by giving a fake, false narrative. And this is what proves a fake, false narrative. Why was the body cameras edited and deleted? Why didn't they send the dash cam videos? Why does the report from Smith match the body camera footage? They even edited the body camera footage and he still didn't get his report right? Because let me tell you, in my previous video, the day after, I said in the video, and I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to play it. I said, guys, I don't know. I was triggered by the lights and all, but it seemed like 38 seconds and he was already reaching in to get me. That's after I said, when the lights turned on, I was already getting out of my truck and he ordered me back in my truck. It didn't start at him reaching in to get me, and he didn't even say that. He said, I ordered him to get out, and he was slowly getting out. Then I reached out. When he was out, I reached and grabbed his hand and gently pushed him softly against the truck. You hear all this wordplay? All these selective adjectives to paint this picture that, oh, he was gentle, but I was the hateful sovereign citizen that talks to God. If those trolls still have the same opinion now as they did from that jackass's video, they're just as corrupt as the officers that they back. They are just as corrupt as the cops they defend. Just as corrupt. Again, black powder firearms are considered antique firearms under federal law. This means that people who are prohibited from possessing firearms under federal law can still own black powder. It's ridiculous. God bless.